All right, let's jump right into this explainer. If you've ever actually tried to read the official U.S. Coast Guard navigation rules, well, you already know it is dense, like really dense. But buried in that heavy legal text is Rule 12, which is absolutely crucial. We're going to demystify it today so you can literally visualize it next time you're out on the water.
So, put yourself at the helm for a second. The wind's in your hair, salt spray in the air, and boom, another sailboat is heading right for you. It happens fast, right? 1 second the horizon is totally clear, the next you're doing mental math on closing speeds. Knowing exactly who has the right-of-way here isn't just trivia, it's literally the key to avoiding a crash. Because let's be real, you don't have time to whip out a rule book and flip to page 26 when two boats are on a collision course.
Instead of treating Rule 12 like some stuffy legal document, let's think of it as the traffic light of the sea. It's basically a simple, elegant mental flowchart. Once you visualize it, it becomes pure instinct. You'll just know when to hit the brakes and keep out of the way, or when you're the stand-on vessel and need to hold your course.
Okay, Section 1, Finding the Windward Side.
Before we get into who yields to who, we absolutely have to lock down a little basic terminology. The whole shebang of Rule 12 hinges on identifying one specific side of your boat and the other guy's boat. Now, to find the windward side, don't just guess based on where the breeze hits your face. Just look at your mainsail. The Coast Guard literally defines the windward side as the side opposite to where your mainsail is hanging out. Or if you happen to be on a square-rigged vessel, it's opposite the largest fore-and-aft sail. Simply put, if your mainsail is pushed out to your starboard side, your port side is windward.
It's a constant visual balancing act out there. You've got the windward side taking the hit from the wind and the leeward side where the sails actually rest. Nailing down this spatial awareness is step 1 of collision avoidance. Once you can instantly spot your windward side and the approaching boat's windward side, you're ready to rock.
Moving on to Section 2, Wind on Different Sides.
Let's look at our first major scenario to see how this plays out in real life. Picture this. Two vessels are closing in, and they are catching the wind on completely opposite sides of their boats. Let's say one has the wind coming over their port side, and the other is catching it on their starboard side. The gap is closing, and yeah, a risk of collision definitely exists.
The rule here is beautifully straightforward. The vessel with the wind on its port side is the giveaway vessel. Period. The starboard wind vessel, they stand on. The official text says, when each has the wind on a different side, the port wind vessel keeps out of the way. It's a totally binary decision based entirely on where the wind is hitting the sails.
Listen, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Port yields to starboard when the winds are opposite. Oh, and when you are the one directed to yield, make it obvious. Take early, substantial action to keep well clear so the other captain isn't left guessing what you're up to.
All right, Section 3, Wind on the Same Side.
But what if the wind is blowing from the exact same direction for both of you? Well, that completely flips the script, taking us down a totally different path on our mental flowchart. This brings us to Rule 12, Part A, Section 2. If you both have a port wind or you both have a starboard wind, throw that first rule right out the window. We need a new tiebreaker.
In this matchup, the boat that is to windward, meaning it's physically closer to where the wind is coming from, is legally on the hook to get out of the way. The leeward vessel, which is further from the wind source, becomes the stand-on vessel and maintains its course.
The logic here is actually pretty cool. The leeward vessel has less maneuverability and dirty air because the windward boat is literally blocking their breeze. So, windward yields to leeward is your golden rule. And remember, as the giveaway vessel, you really shouldn't cross right in front of the other boat if you can practically avoid it.
Next up, Section 4, When in Doubt, Yield.
So we've done opposing winds, and we've done winds on the same side. But let's be honest, reality on the water isn't always so picture-perfect. Sometimes fog rolls in, glare is blinding, or maybe they have some weird rigging setup making it impossible to read their sails from a distance.
This poses a massive risk. Say you've got the wind on your port side. You see a boat upwind of you, but you honestly cannot tell for sure if their wind is on port or starboard. If you guys wrong here, you're looking at a severe collision at sea. So what's the call?
The manual explicitly states that in this exact moment of uncertainty, the burden is 100% on you. You have to assume you must keep out of the way. It totally removes the guesswork. It's this brilliant built-in failsafe that prioritizes caution over making a dangerous assumption. When in doubt with a port wind, you yield.
Finally, Section 5, the mental checklist.
Let's wrap all this conditional logic into a rapid-fire process you can actually use out there on the deck. Memorizing legal jargon is great, but applying it smoothly requires a streamlined approach. By doing these 3 mental steps every time you see a sail on the horizon, you instantly remove the panic. Step 1. Look at your mainsail to confirm your wind side. Step 2. Look at their mainsail to find theirs. Step 3. Run those facts through the rules we just covered.
You can really just think of this as your ultimate mental cheat sheet. It summarizes the whole of Rule 12 in seconds. Different sides, port yields. Same side, windward yields. Unsure while on a port wind? You yield. It perfectly brings logical order to what could otherwise be a highly chaotic environment on the waves.
It's honestly amazing how much complex legal terminology from the Coast Guard manual we just distilled down into a few super memorable rules of thumb. The original text tells us to avoid collisions, sure, but visualizing it like this makes it instantly usable for anyone with a hand on the tiller.
Next time you're out there and a sailboat is heading your way, will you know exactly who holds the right of way? I'm hoping this explainer gave you the confidence to handle those tricky encounters like a pro. But, it really makes you wonder, what other maritime rules might you be unknowingly breaking right now? Until next time, stay sharp, run those mental checklists, and keep learning.